All right, everybody, welcome to week 3 social marketing class. If you're not muted, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and muting yourself, unless you have a question, then go ahead and unmute yourself and ask a question. So anyways, so this week we're going to be talking about, we're going to continue with posting authentically. And basically, how do we post authentically? Well, we have to know what value we add to our community, right? We have to know what we bring to the table. We have to know what we can offer our audience. And so the only way to really do that is to have rock solid belief in the areas that we're posting in, right? And so if you really believe, if you really believe that you can be successful doing this, then you will be posting way more authentically than somebody who's just doing it just to do it, right? So 3 areas that we want to build really rock solid belief in. The first one is in network marketing, right? So you have to have solid belief in network marketing. Here's the thing: if you have any questions about how it works, or if it works, or any of that, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have belief in it. Okay, so hear that. Having questions about it and wanting to know more information and wanting to know exactly what this entails, that's not that you don't have belief, that's just questions, and that's okay. What I do want to challenge you to think about is when you are communicating with others and you're feeling like, I don't know if this really works, and you're not having a hard time trusting the system, trusting your leadership, trusting your team, whatever, then that's where I would say that you might want to go in and make sure that you are building belief in network marketing. Here's a few ways that you can build belief in network marketing. One is watch diamond documentaries, okay? Watch those diamond documentaries and see how they have helped people. Look up the diamond documentaries of the people that you know, right? So we all know and love Jamie Haskin, our diamond upline. She has a diamond documentary out. We all know her. A lot of us live in the same town as her. So it's like, you can look that up and see how people that are everyday people are making this happen. There's a strong belief in the systems and the processes and in network marketing behind what she has built, but it's because she has that strong belief that's been built. You can go watch diamond documentaries of some other diamonds. If you look around actually in the Pink Power page, you'll see that there's actually broken down diamond documentaries based on where people are at. So there'll be, hold on, let me everybody. Go. There'll be some broken down diamond documentaries. So if you're a single mom and you're just trying to make this work and you're like, man, I don't know if this can work for someone like me, there's a section about single moms. If you're a working mom, there's a section on that. If you are a college girl, there's a section on that. If you are a nurse, there's a whole section on that. If you are a single dad, there's a section on, so there's a whole section where it's all broken down into different diamond documentaries. And that's also a good place for you to be looking for your teams too, to help build a belief in network marketing for your teams as well. So watching diamond documentaries is really important when it comes to building that belief. The other thing that you can be doing is just talking to your sponsor and talking to your upline often. Okay, they have a rock solid belief. If not, they're working on it, or they should, in the process, because they've been able to really help develop you as a leader and develop you into somebody who wants to share about this, right? So chances are they have been working on a rock solid belief in network marketing, and they have that unshakable belief. So talk to your upline often, talk to your sponsor often. If you have questions on, why is this a thing, and why, like, how does this work, and why is this important, and why, whatever, I ask those questions. If you have those questions, ask them, because there's a reason for the systems. There's a reason for the processes. There's a reason why our team specifically is one of the fastest growing teams in the company. And our company is one of the fastest growing companies in network marketing right now. Okay. Because there's a system and there's a process that works. And with things like the new branding that we're doing, the modernizing the comp plan, things like that, I've never had more belief in network marketing and how serious our company takes it. Okay. And I would say that having a belief in our specific company is a huge component of having belief in network marketing, because not all network marketing works. And that's not to say that, there's bad companies out there or anything like that. But You will find some shady companies, no matter, like, any industry you're in, you're going to find shady companies and you're going to find shady people, right? So know that the people are weird. The industry is not. Okay. So the industry is actually a very, 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 very important industry for a lot of people who are making millions right now and are doing really well for their families and are extremely successful. And that's even outside of network marketing. Okay. So Eric Warren, he's the author of GoPro. He's actually created the GoPro, y'all. He started in network marketing. Who else can I think of? John Maxwell has done network marketing, and they're like, if you go through a lot of these leaders, they started in network marketing. Our own Kristen, her dad has a very successful company. He started in network marketing. So, I mean, network marketing really is, it doesn't have to be your end all be all. It doesn't have to be the one thing that you do for the rest of your life, but it is a massive stepping stone that helps you build finances to be able to fund what your dreams are. It helps you to build the connections and the network that you need to keep moving and keep growing toward whatever your dreams are. Helps you have personal work and personal growth and really help develop those leadership skills to help move you toward whatever your dreams are. So here's the thing, if your dreams are outside of network marketing, that's fine. You're in great company. Not everybody is set on this being their one thing for the rest of their lives. But you know what? I do have rock solid, unshakable belief in the fact that it works for you to really build in the areas that you need to grow in, whether that's personally, leadership, finances, network, any or all of the above. I would say all of the above for me personally, to fund the things that you do want to do and the dreams that you do have in your heart. Okay. So network marketing really goes over and above just making a lot of money in this specific industry. It can actually be a massive stepping stone and will be a massive stepping stone towards whatever else you have in your heart. Okay. So you need to have unshakable belief in network marketing and in our company. The other thing you need to have rock solid, unshakable belief in is the products, right? So here we're telling people that these products work, and we're telling people the health that they can experience in these products. So here's the thing: if you don't have full belief in these products, what are you sharing? What are you talking about? What are we actually looking at here? Because if you don't have belief in the products, there's a few things, and mind you, if you're in this place right now, there are things that you can do to build. I'm not saying that like, well, you should be out of this, because that's not even the case. I would say just about everybody goes through that, like, oh, whether it's when they first get started or whatever, like, okay, I mean, these products really work for me, but I hope they work for the people, go through gut health and happiness. All of you, I think, are in gut health and happiness and beyond. And if you're not, ask and we can add you to that group. Or, if you're on a team that has a testimony group, look at Plexus Products Testimonies. That's another massive page. Go through those groups and just look at what these products are doing for people. Look at the health freedoms that they're experiencing. Look at the life that they're getting back because they're taking control of their gut health, because they're actually moving forward in pursuing health, putting their bodies first, tackling inflammation and gut health and blood sugar imbalance and all those things. Like, look through those testimonials and read those. And if you've got any type of unbelief anywhere in your heart about these products, I promise you, just reading through some of those is really going to help to build up that belief. The other thing you can do is look at the star ingredients in each of our products. Look at those star ingredients and Google, gut health and, whatever the ingredients are, or benefits of magnesium, benefits of chromium, benefits of, vitamin C, which we all know that benefits of vitamin C, but, like, go through some of those star ingredients in our products, the benefits of New Zealand green lip mussel, like turmeric, like all these different ingredients that we really, really, really pride ourselves in our products. And go through and just Google the ingredients. You guys, these ingredients work. And there's a reason that they were chosen by Plexus, because they pride themselves in clean ingredients. They pride themselves in having all natural plant-based ingredients. There are some that are not plant-based. We know that. Obviously, like bovine with collagen, and then the green lip mussel for ease. There's a couple of them that are not strictly plant-based, but for the most part, we really, really pride ourselves on having very, very, very clean ingredients. So there's a reason Plexus has chosen each and every one of those ingredients that's in our products. So go, like I said, I challenge you to go through and just look up the benefits of those ingredients. Go through Gut Health and Happiness and look at those testimonials up, and just start to really build that belief in the products. If you're struggling in belief in either of these areas, let your sponsor know. They're not going to take it as like a, this girl, or whatever. this guy just does not know what he's talking about all the time, or this guy is always questioning it. Like, they're not going to take it that way. They want to help you build that belief. So if you're questioning belief in any of those areas, let your sponsor know so that they can help you. Because the way that you're going to post the most authentically is if you actually believe what you're posting. So if you're talking about how amazing the company is, if you're talking about what a good industry network marketing is, if you're talking about how amazing these products are, you want to be able to speak authentically on that. The last one that you need to have, and this is the most important one, and I've shared this with a lot of you, the one thing that you need to have the most unshakable, rock solid belief in is yourself. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna mute people here really quick. Where's my participants here? Sorry, y'all. All right, you want to have rock solid belief in yourself. Okay, you want to make sure that you know who you are as a leader and what you have to offer. Sorry, and what you have to offer your audience. Okay, so everybody has value that they can add. Everybody has something that they can add on social media. Like I've said before, if you know 10% more about anything then like 10% of your audience base, then you've got value that you can add. Okay, so be adding that value, but have rock solid belief in yourself and what you do have to offer. Have rock solid belief in yourself as a leader and how you can lead people. Okay, that's going to be a really big important factor in how you are presenting yourself and how authentic you come off to your audience. If you have any doubts on who you are as a leader, go through and start reading some leadership books. Okay, we're reading a really good one, Good Leaders Ask Great Questions, by John Maxwell. He has a ton of he has a ton of leadership books. That's like what he is. He's the leadership guru. So if you're doubting your leadership at all, go in and read more about leadership and how you can grow as a leader and how you can develop that and how you can really lean in and push through. And here's the thing, as you're reading those books, don't just read them and take 5 things that you're going to change in each book. So if it's like, if he says something, even as simple as, I found that when I make my bed every day, it helps my leadership because it put me into a state of discipline or whatever. Like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make my bed every day. It really was a tiny little thing that he mentioned on one tiny little page and one tiny little paragraph, but that's one thing I'm gonna change. Like, whatever it is, try to find 3 to 5 things that you're gonna put into action every time you read a book, okay? Or find 1 to 3. I mean, whatever it is, find something that speaks to you and work towards making that change. Personal growth can only go so far if you're not actually putting the action in towards growth. Growth is an action. It's not just a belief, right? Growth is an action. You actually have to be taking action in order to be growing. So, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I've really been leaning into personal growth and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and reading a lot of books. Okay, that's great. I love that you're doing that. So what are you putting into action? What did you learn on that podcast that you're putting into action? What did you learn in that book that you're putting into action? Because that's the growth part of personal growth, right? So you have to have rock solid belief in you as a leader. And I'm going to tell you that does not come overnight. And most people, one of the big things that they doubt is their leadership skills. Okay, so if you have any doubt in your leadership skills, make sure that you are, sorry, I don't know why. Does anyone have a question? I'm going to stop for a second because there's a lot of people unmuting. Okay, go ahead, Mom.
It just made me think about when you said, you can read all these things all day long. It made like 2 instant things popped in my head. In the Bible, it says, don't just be a hearer of the word, but be a doer. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't expect you just to sit there Sunday and take in what the pastor's saying and then never use it. And it would be no different than, I just bought, and I know this is going to really age me. I just bought a video to do workout to, but if I just sit on my couch and watch it, it ain't do me any good. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I can read books all day, but if I don't take what has inspired me and actually put it into action, it's like watching the workout video from my couch. It did me no good at all.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy too. And so, like she said, if you're just watching people work out, I mean, like, that's a really good workout. Oh, she just made a really good point about how to do that workout. Like, That's great. You could be watching it all day long, but unless you're actually doing the workout with them, you're not going to see any of the growth that they're experiencing. So I love that analogy. That's a good one. Yeah. So you have to be putting that growth into action. That's the only way that you actually physically grow, right? So, and as part of having belief in yourself even goes beyond leadership. Okay, it goes into having a strong belief about who you are and what your character is and what you can accomplish. Okay, one way that you can really improve your belief in yourself, and you're gonna like, most of you, you're all on my team, so you're gonna be like, okay, here we go. It's affirmations. And you listen to Emily talk about affirmations all the time, and I've like really kind of taken that and run with it too. Affirmations are so important. My mom mentioned a biblical principle: don't just be a hearer of the word, be a doer of the word. But also, like, we want to go into another biblical principle. There's power, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. Okay, so the tongue is actually, God says it's like the biggest weapon that we have is our tongue. And so it's a weapon in the spiritual realm. Okay, so here's the thing: is if you are constantly saying out loud things like, oh, I just cannot get people to join me, or man, I just really suck at this, or I'm not good at sales, or man, I don't, if you're saying those things out loud, that's going to be your reality. Like, reality check, that's going to be your reality. Oh, I'm just so overwhelmed and I'm just so tired and I cannot, I don't have the time to fit all this in. The more you say that out loud, the more that's going to be your reality. Okay. Start, even if you feel that way. Okay. Your emotions are controlled by your thoughts. All right. Your emotions are very much controlled by your thoughts. So you've got to start taking captive of those thoughts and putting them to rest right that second and replacing it with another thought. And how do you replace that? You say it out loud. And I know you're going to think this is the cheesiest thing, especially if you're new here, but I'm telling you, ask anybody that's been around here for a while. The positive affirmations, they work, because the way that your brain works, the more that you speak out loud and the more that you affirm yourself out loud, your brain actually hears that. There's a reason your ears are connected to your brain and all, right? It hears that and it starts to go to work for you to actually make that your reality. That's just the way that your brain works. So thoughts are actually, they're physical things. They are physical things that actually change the physiology of your brain. Okay. And the way that we have these thoughts is that we are saying things out loud. Okay. And then our brain has those thoughts and it goes to work and it actually changes the physiology of your brain. You've got to start speaking positively about yourself. And I would dare say every morning, what I would work on doing, if you've got some belief issues in yourself, go through and start writing 5 to 10 positive things about yourself every morning, and then say those out loud. I've had girls on my team that are really struggling mentally with anxiety and different things. And what I've had them do, honestly, is I have them send me a list, write it down, send me a list of your positive affirmations. And then I make them voice clip them to me, because I want them to have the accountability that they're writing them down and saying them out loud. Okay. And it's not a matter of whether I believe it or not. It has nothing to do with that. It's just getting them to say these things out loud so that they start to change their thought process. Okay. The Lord says, we need to renew our mind. He wouldn't say it if it wasn't possible. They wouldn't say take every thought captive in the Bible if it wasn't possible. Okay. God knows it's possible to do it. It's hard. It's not easy to take those thoughts captive, but you've got to start taking those thoughts captive and switching them and start building some positive belief in yourself. Okay. You've got to start making your brain going to work for you so that you have that belief in yourself and what you bring to the world, what you bring to your audience, what you bring to this industry, what you bring to your team, what you bring to your community, what you bring into your circle around you. All of that has to happen through you actually having a strong belief in yourself. And that's why I'm so passionate about this specific topic, because I used to have zero belief in myself, really. Like, I knew that I wanted to be something successful someday, but I had no belief in myself that I could actually get there. Okay. It's easy when you have dropped out of college and you don't really have many skills and you're totally disorganized. Like, my life was in shambles for a while because I would just claim those things about myself and just assume that's what it was and make excuses and let my life go to, or let my brain go to work for me, and keep making those same mistakes and using those same excuses and putting myself through those same routines every day. And it wasn't until I started leaning into personal growth and really starting to lean into leadership and start actually putting these things into action, right? Some things that I'm reading, putting them into action and really digging into the word and start saying things out loud about myself. Like, I'm a really good leader. I'm a very good leader, and I attract strong leaders to my team. I'm going to be a diamond someday. I'm going to be a really good diamond someday. I'm an influential speaker. I am very strong in my convictions, my morals. I have belief in myself. I know that I am raising wonderful children. I've got all the time in the world to do this as long as I make it priority. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I really lean into my leadership, I'm going to be even more of a strong leader. Okay. So these are some things that you can say a lot about yourself, that you start to believe them and you start to work in that way. You know, the term, dress for the job you want. I said this to someone yesterday: dress for the job you want, show up as who you want to be when you're working, right? So dress for the job you want, show up as the rank that you want to be. Like, are we going for diamond here? Or are we going for, side gig? I just want a couple people to pay for my products. Because how you're showing up is how you're going to end up presenting yourself as a leader to your team and into your audience. So for me, I'm going to be diamond someday. So I'm showing up as a diamond every single day, and I'm going to start building belief in myself so that I know what that looks like to be a diamond, and I start growing in my leadership now while I'm working on it. So David, how you show up is how you end up. He just said that from the dining room. He's hijacking my call. Anyways, so I feel so strongly about taking your thoughts captive and speaking positivity. Okay. I'm very big on, if people say things around my children, I'm like, don't say that around my kids. That's not, bye honey, love you. Sorry, he just threw me off. Like, don't say that around my children, like, don't say those things around my children, because I don't want them believing those things. Or don't say, there's so much power in your tongue that I'm very careful what is said around my children, what's said around me. And I put a lot of things to rest, right? That second rebuke, a lot of stuff that's said, because I'm not even going to claim that stuff. Okay. Because we are very big on speaking life in our family. Okay. And it's made a huge difference and a huge shift in our family. So as far as how this translates in posting, I know you guys are like, what in the world? What does this have to do with social media? It has everything to do with your social media and your marketing, because it's building belief in yourself so that you are posting in a way that is authentic to you, so that you know the value that you bring, because you cannot find out what your brand is or figure out what value you bring unless you have belief in yourself as to what value you bring, right? There is only one you. And that's so like, Ronald McDonald, Doc McStuffins kind of stuff, Mickey Mouse Club, but like, there really is only one you. And there's a reason that God made you the exact way that he made you, is because there's something that you can offer that nobody else can. There's a way that you can speak to people that nobody else can. There's people that I've reached out to multiple times, and some of you have ended up getting people on their team because you can offer something that I can't. Like, there's something that you guys can do that someone else can't do. And that's the way that God has created you. And there's a leadership inside of you, and there is a growth inside of you that can just explode if you lean into it and really just start putting some things into action. Okay. So that's going to come through in your marketing. How much you believe is going to come through in your marketing. I know that you think that, I just copy paste this post and that's how this works, and that's what I'm going to do. Well, that's great. That's great all day. But I will say this: what you believe comes through. What you believe comes through, very much so. And the more that you speak on what value you bring and what belief you have in the products, what belief you have in the industry, what belief you have in yourself, the more you're going to start attracting those really strong leaders. A couple books that I think would be really good for you if you're having trouble believing in yourself. One is Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf. That's a really good one. And the next one is Get Out of Your Head. I got to look up the author of that one. I'm actually reading through that one again right now. But that's another really good one about taking your thoughts captive and really just not allowing yourself to sit in a toxic space and believe negative things about yourself. Okay. Because it's really easy, especially in this day and age. I think it's really easy for us to, it's almost like a popular thing to like, I hate, some people really, I hesitate to say this because I know a lot of people really do struggle with these things, but it's like, yeah, well, my anxiety just doesn't allow me to do that. Or man, I just, because I have depression, I just want to like tell people all the time, like, please just stop claiming these things over yourself. Please stop speaking these things out loud. Like, it's one thing to say, man, if this happens and this happens, I get some anxious, feelings. And saying I had an anxiety attack, like that's a little bit different because that's a thing that actually happened. But to just claim that anxiety as yours and to make excuses and to like make your life revolve around you and your anxiety, that is not healing. That's not going to put you into a place of freedom. That's not going to put you in a place of growth. And it's going to be really hard to put you in a place of leadership. Yes, somewhere as an identity. That does not have to be your identity. Okay. You figure out what you want to identify, what you want your main identity to be. Mine is that I want to be a strong leader, not somebody who's just known as having anxiety. Okay. So, if you are someone that struggles with anxiety, there's ways that you can help take control of that. And there are ways that you can help people through it. Okay. I believe that we absolutely need to be speaking these things. We need to be talking about these things, that a lot of people do experience these real emotions because there's a lot of pressure on us in this new world, especially a post-COVID world. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things that can make us feel isolated or alone or anxious or whatever. And I think it's important to speak about those things. What I don't think is healthy are people, like I said, taking it on as who they are and just constantly claiming it over themselves and using that as an excuse to keep living their lives the way they are. Now, if you are pursuing freedom and you're pursuing health and it's still a struggle for you, I absolutely want you to talk about that. Okay. I absolutely want you to be honest. I want you to be open. I want you to be real, but want to be vulnerable. I don't know. This isn't in my notes. So I'm kind of rambling on this part. I'm sorry. But it just felt like I needed to say it because I know there's so many of us who feel like they're struggling with this specific thing. Okay. And I don't want you to feel like that is going to be a hindrance on who you are as a sharer, who you are as a leader, who you are as a team member, and what value you add. Everybody has a value that they can add. I want to just peek at the chat really quick. Yeah, Jessica, don't use it as a crutch, but work with it. Yes, there's ways that you can, if you know that a specific thing brings on anxiety, let's work on ways that we can either avoid situations that bring on anxiety, or how can we improve them so that, we know that, sorry, I have pest control here and they keep knocking on my door. There are ways that you can work through it or try to change some things so that if I know that, for example, I know that like doing my coaching calls and things like that while all my children are home, that brings on a lot of anxiety for me. Okay. So what I do, I time block accordingly so that I can get my coaching calls done while my children are at school and during nap times. That way I can be strong in my motherhood when I'm home, and I can be strong in my leadership and my coaching when they're at school. So see, there's ways to move that around so that I know where I'm strong during the day. And so I'm going to make sure that I come strong during those points during the day. Okay. Does that make sense? Sorry. I'm totally rambling on this. I apologize. I also have a bunch of pop-ups on my computer that are distracting me. So does anyone, as far as how, like I said, as far as how this goes into authenticity and your sharing, I want you to be authentic. I want you to be real. I want you to be completely who you are when you share. However, make sure that you are speaking positive about yourself. Make sure that you are giving yourself grace, that you're allowing yourself growth, that you're leaning into taking action that's going to actually catapult you forward into what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. Don't stay stuck in the things that are keeping you from growth. Don't stay in those things. Okay. Find ways to make those changes and put them into action so that when you are showing up and you're marketing to your audience, you're showing up as your authentic self that inspires, not your authentic self. What feels like your authentic self, that's a negative space to be around, that doesn't attract anybody. Okay. So keep those positive thoughts rolling. Take those thoughts captive. And like I said, you need to have a rock solid, strong belief in network marketing, a rock solid, unshakable belief in the products, and an unshakable, absolutely rock solid belief in yourself. Okay. And all of those things, none of those things are going to be an everyday, I've got all the confidence in all three of these things. You'll just never arrive. Okay. There's probably going to always be days where you have to, man, I'm having a rough day, really just believing in myself today. I really need to lean into that and start doing some affirmations. Okay. Ask the Lord what he believes about you and allow him to speak into that. Go ask your husband or your mom or your sister or your best friend or whoever, like, okay, help me out here. Tell me some good things about myself because I'm having a really tough day believing in myself here. Okay. So surround yourself with people that will build you up too. That's the last thing about having belief in yourself, is surround yourself with growth-minded people who will encourage you and who will actually push you towards growth and being a better person. not the people that are going to allow you to sit in the funk. Okay. Do not let people sit around you that allow you to sit in the funk. We don't want to sit in the funk. We want to sit in growth. All right. All right. Does anyone have any questions? I kind of tried to rush through that a little bit because we got started a little bit late, but does anyone have any questions before we move forward, or comments or anything else? Nope. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the recording here.